Uh, do you not like me looking at you? Dang, Dawnstar, don't need to be that vicious to me. Anyway, um, what's crack with you people? Anansi here, welcome back to Jade Empire. And the last one, we saw, well, no, that was the one before. And then the last one, we took care, well, we acquired Dawnstar as our party member, got ourselves a new weapon, and fended off the village from bandits. In this one, we're going to continue forward and explore the village a little bit more. Something I want to actually bring up, and this is specifically with regards to versions of Jade Empire, because I played the special edition. You're going to get a couple of new skills in this one as a result. But if you purchase Jade Empire on Steam, because it is available on Steam, even the special edition, I think they're separated. I think they're put up as two separate editions for some odd reason. I don't know why. You can modify the game to where Dawnstar looks like any of the other female protagonist characters. So you could have Furious Ming, Scarlet Ling, or Monk Zin and Radiant Z. You know, you could have any number of characters be Dawnstar if you so choose with mods. I don't do it very often because I find it kind of weird, but well, I don't do it very often because I don't have it on Steam. I'm not good at mods, but still. Anyway, let's go talk to Old Ming since apparently he has stories for us. Cursed bandits, let their spirits lay trouble for all they have done. Some good people fell here, but thanks to you, not as many as might have. And my statue. It's a good thing they didn't touch it. Disgracing such a tribute would be like disgracing the Emperor himself. A fitting tribute to our leader, Emperor's son. Though no one else seems interested in venerating his rule. I don't have the bag for cleaning it properly anymore. I guess that's why they call me Old Ming. Might I ask some questions? Not many people seem interested in what Old Ming has to say, even if I have been here longer than anyone. What did you want anyway? And make it snappy. At my age, I could die at the drop of a blossom. What are your thoughts on Two Rivers? A few scruffy bandits and their mysterious leader show up, and suddenly everyone's pestering me about the village like it's important. Who are the important citizens? That would depend on who you ask. I suspect everyone would cast a single vote for themselves. Give me your opinion. Master Lee is the real leader here. Everyone looks up to him, and his word passes for law around these parts. His wisdom is unquestionable. He teaches a lot at the school, but Gujin the Weapon Master helps out a lot around town, making him probably the most well-liked man around. Then there's Merchant Fendo. Someday I'd appreciate it if he quit complaining that he hasn't struck it rich yet. At least he hasn't struck it elderly, I say. And what do you know about Master Lee? A wise and skilled man. He has kept the peace in this village for 20 years like it was set in stone. How did Master Lee come here? I don't know. He has never talked about what transpired to bring him here, or why he arrived with you under his arm. I remember he seemed quite hurried at the time, but he settled in quite quickly. He could see the potential of this place, I think. Was the master before Master Lee? It was so long ago. What was his name? Kansai? Sangan? I think that was it. He was more concerned with trade than anything else. Master Lee set the village on a different path. Shortly after he arrived, Sun Gong left. I'm not sure what became of him. Let's go back to my other questions. If you wish. But I've only so many years left. Give me a jostle if I nod off. Let's see, we go back to this. How are the students viewed? I think you're a bunch of noise-making hoodlums, no better than the rabble. No better than rabble. Then again, I think that of everyone. Is a privilege of age. Is a privilege of age, you know. Most people see you students in a good light. Not a bad lot, for the most part. What do you mean? For every Dawn Star, there is a gal. That should be enough to show my meaning.
You flatter, sir. I am sorry not every student has earned such respect.
Let's go back to my other questions. Tell me about the Emperor. Oh, I don't dare speak of a first son. My words can't do proper justice to his glory. He is a hero to many. Ending the drought earned him great respect, even if he no longer shows his influence this far from the walls of the imperial city. Is the emperor neglecting the borderlands? I would never suggest such a thing. He must simply have greater concerns elsewhere. Master Lee has commented that he much prefers that Two Rivers does not get any attention. It is a sign that all is well here. Can we talk a bit about the past? Good on you. History is best taught through stories. A teacher lecturing about the past is like listening to paper crumple when you want to hear a waterfall. Everything's lost in the translation. What do you know about the spirit world? Perhaps you think I have an affinity for spirits since I am close to becoming one myself. I'm not that old yet. I keep my feet toward the earth, my head as straight in the opposite direction as I can manage. I wish others were as practical. I have heard many ghost stories lately. Travelers talk of roads awash in spirits. I am quicker to blame that on bowls of wine and the blood of the dead. Tell me of the long drought. You are too young to know what it was like. A decade of thirst with all the land cracked and bare. It was worse than the great cities. Riots claimed hundreds of thousands of lives. Emperor Sun Hai put all his influence toward ending the drought and saved us all. But there was a cost. I don't know where the front line was or the name of the enemy, but the Emperor's own brothers, Sun Qin and Sun Li, were lost. But what really happened? As I said, the Emperor corrected whatever great offense to the heaven had afflicted the Empire and thus ended the drought. That isn't answer enough for you, I know. For the young, it never is. In time, you will understand that the Emperor must deal with things that you are not meant to know or comprehend. Sounds like BS if you ask me. You accept that, but you're too practical for ghosts. I have faith in the order of things. The Emperor knows things that I am not meant to.
irkana. O nikasuri irkwana no kasa iriruru.
If the fisherman sends his catch to market, does the customer need to know how to fish? No, he just knows that someone else does.
You could nikun uno sa son could noka ukyorir.
That is the order of things. It is real, and I know it works. Ghosts and shadows are tavern tales. Okay, that's a pretty interesting way to look at things. I don't 100% agree with it, but you can see where he comes from. You know, in a civilized world, as long as you are able to take care of yourself, do you really need to know? Do you really need to know the finer things in life? All you really need to know is just how to work, make money, and go home and rest. You don't really need to know how to do everything else that everyone else does to survive. Interesting way to look at things, but relatively dangerous if you ask me. How was the empire formed?
Konir fuk no son could na no one nyapir. Isana yuyo.
The empire was forged out of warring countries by the iron-willed and inestimable might of sagacious Tien, the first emperor.
O nikasuri irkwana no koni ugnawata ir niknipier.
In titanic battles and intense negotiations, he brought harmony to the chaotic world and created a single culture that stands tall over all others. Okay, let's go back to my other questions.
Konir fuk.
Anything else? Tell me about yourself.
O sinsu kokopir fuku.
What would you have me speak about? How long have you lived in Two Rivers?
Sa ir yakowak kokonato siri panoneniku.
All my life. More years than I can remember. Very little has changed. What do you do?
Wo anania ifewir uk sonorok noka uk snapir.
I used to grow rice. Now I live on a small stipend sent by my son. He has long since moved farther south in the Golden Delta.
Ikirnik tinepiru wo iferek uk son puno.
He never comes to visit, typical. But the silver reminds me that he cares. If these bones get any more creaky, maybe I'll move down with him. I have to ask, why are you sweeping the beach?
Uk sasasara no fuk no. Rekni ukni akawanir rapani.
Obviously, I've turned this beach into a grand meditation garden where the contemplative mind can see the pathways of the future in the lay of the sand.
Wo sun puno no. Yapapap nasia uir sa ir uth.
Or maybe it's just something to keep me busy. At my age, you need a purpose or you just fade away. Did we ask what do you do? No, okay, no, we're pretty much good. Okay, so let's go back to my other question. Is there anything else? No? Okay, goodbye for now. Old Ming can really talk your ear off, can't he? So you can't do anything with this statue, it's just kind of here for set dressing. Oh, that's right, you got hit with a cannonball.
I'm so glad you and Master Lee arrived when you did. My father ran to the school gate to find students to help. Did he make it?
He is safe. There's no more reason to be concerned, or alive and useless like the rest of you. Let's not be mean.
That is a great relief. We tried our best, but without you and Master Lee, we would have died. Thank you. Hopefully Master Lee can shed some light on what led to this. A sorcerer in our little village? What is wrong with the world?
Interesting. So we got some points toward the path of the open palm. If you go into our alignment chart, you see it hasn't budged much, but as you gain alignment points, you'll see like things float over your head. I'm gonna let you know right now, this is probably going to be a predominantly open palm run of the game, just because there isn't much that changes. There is some things that change, but still, I just prefer doing the open palm. It's just how I play these kind of games. Maybe on another playthrough or a live stream, I might do Blade of the Closed Fist.
Oh, you. You're a friend of Dawnstar, right? I'm looking for her. Dawnstar, there you are. I know I haven't spoken to you in a while. I saw him again last night, and I remembered what you said. I wasn't as afraid.
I'm glad, Mrs. Zhang.
He seemed peaceful, if a bit lost. But I know it's not your fault now. I'm sorry for disturbing you and for what I said before.
Remember Zhang Jin, her son? He drowned last year after the mooring she tied let go. A sad accident. I saw his spirit and told her. She thought I was calling up ghosts. Some spirits return because of trauma, to rectify something that disturbed them in life or death. They are very focused. When the pain is gone, they find rest. At least they are supposed to. Jin's spirit told his mother the accident wasn't her fault. Now he wanders unconnected to this world and unable to pass to the next. Troubled spirits can be set to rest for a time, but unless the greater problem is corrected, it seems all dead are destined to wander until they go mad. I'm sorry, this has been difficult. I don't want to think about how it affects specific people. I'm still not sure I should have told Mrs. Zhang about her child.
See, just walk away, let her seek your help of her own accord. You should have charged for the service, give it value, and all. Give it value, and they will want it. Neutral or go from here. You are right to console her, even if she didn't want to hear it. Very interesting. How you can you can either ignore it and let them come sink you out, or say you were right because all her child wanted to do was to tell her that's not your fault. Things just kind of happen. So in this way, it really is no clear answer, but this is clearly the wrong one if you ask me. But these two, there's no answer is really better than the other one. They both make a amount of sense. Either just walk away and let her seek her help, or offer to console her. I'm gonna say you were right to console her if she doesn't want to.
I don't know. People just want to be left alone with their grief. I guess blame is easier to understand than chance. Come on, we should go see if the students are all right. Master Li will be waiting.
So yeah, there really is no right answer. It's all up to your personal choice. There is a wrong answer, but there's no right answer.
It's a good thing we have Master Li here. Don't forget his senior student. They say he's the one who dealt with many of the bandits.
Wait, which one do you mean? Surely not that arrogant Gao boy.
Don't be silly. He's the one with that marvelous dragon tattoo on his back. He must have quite a few young ladies pining after him by now. I saw him fight once, and he was quicker than the wind in spring.
Those bandits will think twice before threatening a town protected by the likes of Master Li. They were fools to even come here. The only shame is that their ship sunk. Think what we could have done with their plunder. Well, that's another opportunity lost. In this town, it's vital for a businessman to keep tabs on anyone with 2 coins to rub together. Things haven't been this slow since the long drought. That master of yours keeps things ludicrously stable while merchants thrive on strife. During the long drought, prices rocketed into the sky like fireworks.
You don't like Master Li's leadership?
I can't say that. He's a wise man who sees to the heart of things. If I were to complain about anything, it's how few students he attracts. A skilled master could bring a lot of people into this town, but he is very selective about who comes. That's his business, I'm sure, but it affects my business as well.
There's no trade to be found in stability?
I get by. I suppose I shouldn't wish for strife, lest it come knocking on my door. Besides, the bandits didn't do as much to bring people to the store as I hoped. So maybe stability is underrated.
Let's talk about what you can do for me.
Happily. We don't need to waste time on my gripes when there's silver to be spent.
What do you have for sale?
I have nothing at the moment. I can't keep my stock up. People are scared to travel, which prevents goods from getting here. I must apologize.
Okay, how can you call yourself a merchant if you have nothing to sell?
I do what I can, but the ghosts and bandits limit travel. They viciously force many caravans to turn back. To hear some of the caravan masters talk, there are problems of this type all over the Empire. I will be sure to let you know as soon as anything comes to town.
Okay, let's go to my other questions.
If you wish. What do you want to know?
I want to ask about the village.
You'd think the recent attack would have people buying supplies or weapons or something. But alas, business has not improved.
Who is important around here?
Who could be more important than Master Li? He is the anchor of this town, and none question his wisdom. Two Rivers has always accepted the masters of your school as leaders, but none have taken to it with the skill, authority, or wisdom of your master.
How are the students viewed?
No different from anyone else. If you keep to yourself, no one bothers you.
Are there exceptions?
Well, you are always asking questions. That can be tiring. Although I do prefer that over Gao's posturing, he is not well liked. But his father has money, so he gets his way.
Let's go with some other questions.
If
Let's ask a few things about the Jade Empire.
I've never set my eyes beyond the horizon you can see from here. There must be someone else you could ask.
What do you know about the spirit world?
I send my thanks to the spirit for successful journeys just like everyone else. I don't have any special insight. Why not ask your friend there? Dawn Star knows more about the spirit realm than anyone, it seems. She's been a great help from time to time.
I do what I can to help, good merchant. That's all any of us can do.
Start with the long drought.
I grew up during the worst of it, but I don't remember much. Just the joy when the Emperor put an end to it. Two Rivers was almost deserted by that time, but Master Li arrived soon after, and we've had peace ever since.
How's the drought stopped?
I don't know. That's why the Emperor is the Emperor, and I'm content to be here. I don't need to worry about it.
Let's go back to my other questions. Tell me about yourself.
Well, there isn't much to tell. I'm just a simple merchant trying to ply his trade in a town that resists spending money. One day the gods will recognize my suffering and elevate me to their ranks.
Goodbye for now.
Do come back when the weight of your silver is slowing you down. Always happy to help.
Creepy, but okay. Villager.
It is very strange that those bandits tried to attack us. They are not usually so bold.
Interesting.
You were so brave to fight those bandits. Master Li has trained you well.
Alright, then let's head down here. Anyone down here we can talk to? Okay, 3 random dudes.
Hey, boys, look who it is.
Is that the one gal the Lester's always going on about?
I think so. I say we teach a little lesson about staying in your place when great men like Gao are around.
Drunks, okay. There's no, let's see, I'm not looking for a fight, I'll just leave. There's no honor in thrashing a bunch of drunks. There will certainly be a lesson learned today. Let's begin.
Teach this whelp a lesson in manners.
Now you can avoid this fight, but I want the experience and the money. Drunken soldier, okay. Dang, bounce arm. Alright then. Anything else around here? Nope, didn't think so. Okay. Here. I want to explore around a little bit more to see what's what. Now we can go back at this point to Gujin's place and get some money, but we'll buy some more items, get a new weapon. We'll get the other weapon, but I don't particularly care to do so. I like Fortune's favorite. Trust me, it is a much better weapon. Well, at least for me, at least for my fighting style, it's a much better weapon to use than the spear. Okay, so we're gonna go through here, and let's go back to Gujin. I guess he has something to say.
Good job with those ruffians. Those bandits weren't gentle with this town. I'm going to help out with some of the repairs. I'm just glad you two got a chance to try those weapons out for real. Looks like they handled themselves well, just like you two.
What are your thoughts on Two Rivers?
It's a sleepy little town, usually, and bandit attacks are virtually unheard of. Who wants to rob farmers? Rice isn't worth enough to carry it away. The only real visitor we have is that strange fellow who came in for supplies once or twice. He's just some mad hermit, though. He tries to avoid the village proper. The best thing about this place is Master Li's leadership. It's like the man was born to it.
Who's the strange hermit you mentioned?
I never caught his name, and he shies away from the village proper, so I think he prefers it that way. His visits are so rare, I'm not surprised you haven't heard of him. Merchant Fen Do won't even speak of the man. Just gives him a few basic supplies and lets him go. Oh well, no concern of ours. If a man wants to keep to himself, I say we let him do it.
Okay. How did you end up training at this school?
Oh, be fair. I may be the weapon master around here, but it's Master Li who really does the training. I help out, but he's the real reason you two are so good. I used to be a guard in Broken Path, a little town in the western part of the Empire. It was a sleepy place like this, though the residents were miners, not farmers. That whole province is called the Hills of the Six Holy Scrolls for a reason. It's rocky, as rich in minerals as it is in ancient temples.
What made you take up training?
After the body takes enough of a beating, it just doesn't fight as well as it once did. About 10 years ago, something just broke loose. Ghosts stormed out of the hills, dozens of them charging from the west. We tried to fight them, and it worked to some degree. But these ghosts were howling mad. Some of them didn't even look human anymore, like monsters they were.
Where'd these ghosts come from?
They came from the hills in the west, but beyond that, no one knows. The scary part is that these days I hear more and more stories about ghosts haunting the roads. I wonder if we in Broken Path saw the beginning of whatever is happening now. It's hard to say, but there are an awful lot of rumors about ghosts these days.
Why would they attack your town?
I haven't the whisper of a clue. They simply attacked, all transparent and screaming rage in those hollow voices of theirs. They came from...
Okay, so I heard this one. How could you defeat ghosts?
Ghosts can't die, but they can be... dispersed is the best word. They come back after a while, though. I guess there's no peace for the dead, except to go to the underworld, like most everyone does when they die.
What happened in the end?
We won, but many people joined the ghosts' ranks that day. People were spooked, claiming that the hills were haunted. Soon enough, Broken Path became an empty path. It was deserted. Still sore from the fighting, I made my way south to what I found to be more peaceful lands.
Actually, we should get back to work.
You're right. There's plenty to do.
So yeah, so Fujin was a guard at a place called Broken Path, and apparently he must have seen what would eventually have become the beginning of the ghosts to the school. So now that we have some money, I say we go visit Smiley Mountain and get some skills while we have the chance. It would be better to improve our techniques, expand our techniques before going on any further in the story. Let's do the sea pot.
I knew you would not let those bandits overrun the village. I hope I equal your skill someday.
Can I ask you some questions?
Please do.
Okay, so that's pretty much it. Goodbye. Okay, so let's go ahead and head back down and see if we can talk to Smiley Mountain real fast. Let's see, this way. Oh, also to mention, I forgot to mention that if you put a character in support style, the enemies ignore them. They don't take any damage. So you can do that and stay safe. Smiley Mountain.
I heard how you faced those bandits in the village. Many people are impressed, but I expected no less. Your skill is a match for any rough bandit. Is there anything...
Let's see here. Show me what you have. So we're going to go ahead and get... We're going to get... Let's see here. Let's hold off for a second real fast. I want to go talk to somebody. I want to go move around and talk real fast. Student Lin.
To hear Gao tell it, he single-handedly beat back the bandits. But I know you did the lion's share. Too bad I was stuck up here minding the younger students. It would have been great to see Master Li deal with that sorcerer. We so rarely see our master's true abilities in action. What do you need from me?
I'll go back for now. Let's see here. Kiamen?
You are the hero of the moment. Gao claims that he dealt with hordes of bandits, but everyone else agrees that you turned aside their main attack. It is good that you were here. My foolish lack of attention forced Master Li to come to my rescue, and left me with a wound that will take a few weeks to heal. Master Li assures me I will heal in time. It's a shame, as Smiling Mountain was teasing me just yesterday with some special prize.
What sort of prize?
Smiling Mountain trains students in group combat, and just yesterday I managed to break your record for the number of opponents faced at once. He teased me by saying if I could go one higher, he might have a prize for me. I suppose he might make the same offer to you, if you're up to it. If I could fight, he could likely round up enough opponents for you to make a run at a new record, but I can't face anyone with this wound.
Is there anything I can do to help with your wound?
Unless you can speed up time, I'm not sure there's much that can be done. Master Li has already tended to it. Then again, I vaguely recall a grass or herb that hastens the healing process. Someone like Old Ming might know for sure. He's quite interested in herbs.
Okay, what does herb hit you quickly enough that you could fight again?
I think so, though I can't remember the name. It was some kind of rare grass, I think.
Do you remember the herb grows around here?
I don't think it's a common plant, no. The only person I can think of who might know for sure would be Old Ming.
Okay, how much does something like this cost?
I'm not sure, but if you had to buy it, I'd happily pay you back for the trouble you went through. This wound will heal in time regardless, but I wouldn't complain if it knitted faster. All the quicker to return to my training.
Okay, I think I heard about this herb.
I know you're very busy, but if you happen to have time and be passing by the beach, I'd appreciate it if you would at least ask Old Ming. If I'm lucky, he might know of an herb, and if heaven smiles upon me, he'll know where to find some. If you have to buy anything, let me know what it costs and I'll pay you back happily. It would be worth it to get back to training.
Okay, I want to ask about the others at this school.
I haven't talked to many of the newer students. The only one I have strong opinions about is Gao. He and I have sparred many times. He's come dangerously close to injuring me, and I've seen his aggression hurt others. I've expressed my concerns to Smiling Mountain, and he wisely advises me to focus on myself. If I let my anger get the better of me, I'm no better than Gao.
Let's go back to my other questions. What do you know about Master Li?
Master Li cares deeply for all of us, despite his stern demeanor. Look how he came to my rescue when the bandit's spell left me wounded.
Do you have any idea why someone would be looking for Master Li?
I've heard a rumor that the man leading the bandits seemed to know Master Li, but I really couldn't say why. It's scary to think they came here with a purpose, though. Why don't you ask Master Li?
Okay, how much do you know about the rest of the Empire?
I can only feed you answers that are common knowledge. Some of the other students might help you more. Wen is the most widely traveled here, and Lin hasn't been able to stop talking about ghosts, which is a nice change from her talking about everyone else. If you have questions about history or philosophy, I recommend avoiding us students. Learn about the past from those who were there.
Okay, goodbye for now.
Take care. Oh, and if you happen to find anything that might help this wound after you talk to Old Ming, let me know.
Okay, so let's go talk to Old Ming real fast. And once again, since we have focus, we're going to go ahead and use focus to have us travel faster to and from the village. Now I would go get the Smiling Mountain abilities, but I remember that I need to be really smart about the money I got, and I forget when I need to do it. So I'm going to be really careful here real fast, and then we'll see about getting the other abilities. Especially since they each cost 400 each, and I don't have enough to get all 400. Not enough, just not enough.
Sisa ia akawawi o kupfaia wo tuko utro.
What do you... Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jump, just a little nervous is all.
Wasafno sositu no ko ota napia ifaria ok.
Oh, you're one of Master Lee's students, right? Yes, I've heard about you. Quite skilled, they say. Well, don't mind me. Why are you nervous? Anything I can do to help?
Could kosi wiwa ya wo no ya ifaria okta wiki no.
Oh, I wouldn't think to presume. The town doesn't owe me anything, and neither do the students of your fine school.
Ika kahia wo no ka kike ia wo shathia oka uki ia aya yuya wai.
I'm not from Two Rivers, though I do occasionally come into town to do some business.
Aworth utkua wo kokopia kawa ia elwo.
Today has not been an overly good day for me. I was hoping to make a little more silver than I did selling my wares. Is that why you're nervous? I could lend you some silver.
Piershath uk ni uksa ia sun puno kanhon wo ushashia uksa hiaka.
I owe a small amount of silver to a man who works for a gentleman named Gal the Greater. He's quite insistent that I pay, but I'm falling a bit short.
Noko wo ifawia ok kun one wipifia.
It is no more than the price of a small pig, but Gal the Greater takes his debts very seriously. I could talk to his son about this for you.
Ika kahia wo no ka kike ia wo shathia oka uki ia aya yuya wai.
Gal the Lesser? Oh no, I know that he attends the school, but this doesn't involve him. There's nothing he can do either way.
Could kosi wiwa ya wo no ya ifawia okta wiki no.
Gal the Greater is not known for his generosity. No, I'll figure a way out of this myself. The price of a small pig, you say? Let me give you the silver.
Wasafno sositu no ko ota napia ifaria ok.
Give me silver? Just hand it over? I don't know.
Aworth utkua wo kokopia kawa ia elwo.
That seems close to begging, and the spirits of my ancestors would be shamed if they thought I was doing that. You use your charm. I'm sure you'll find some way to repay me eventually. Intimidation. You shame us both by calling this meaningless charity. Intuition. Your ancestors will be more upset if you can't repay that debt. If you won't take it, I won't force you. But let's use our intuition.
Yeah. Wo ia kukwania sinya ia.
Success! You're right. I hadn't looked at it that way.
Aworth utkua wo kokopia kawa ia elwo.
I'll take just enough to pay back what I owe. Many, many thanks.
That will make his life a lot easier. Gao's father is not a good man to have angry at you, from what I hear.
Yeah. Wo ia kukwania sinya ia.
Farewell to him to deal with my debt. Okay, let's talk to old Ming.
Niato no napadi irovir.
Showed those cursed bands a thing or two, didn't you? Ha! Brought a smile to his old face. One of the students was wounded during the bandit attack.
Tawe ear kawana ear sonir ipoki.
Oh yes, I heard about that. Some fool girl out walking on the overlook, wasn't it? Those are right for not studying or meditating, I say.
Uno will na no ba irsu. Isana yuyo. Konir puk no sankut na no wana napir.
Well, there's no accounting for you. She probably wants something to get her moving again, so I'd say you need a poultice. Poultice made from red silk grass clippings.
Niato no napadi irovir. Koni uk nawata ir.
Merchant Findo should have some, but don't let him talk you into clippings of bearded tongue grass. That won't do at all. What's the difference between the two grasses?
Irkana. Unikasurir kwana no kasa iruru.
Red silk grass will actually bind the wound and make it so she can get back to her practices. That's why you want it. Bearded tongue grass will make her feel the same, but it's only deadening the pain. It doesn't actually do her any good.
Ipanar nuko iwa ir nikasanarir iruru ninua sa irkana.
For most people, bearded tongue grass would be fine, but I know the fool girl will start practicing again and tear something vital. That could leave her crippled. Okay, thank you for the help.
Usair kokonato, tanatia, katanano, shafatoyo, kokonato siiri panoneniko.
It's no problem. Just remember that you need red silk grass, not bearded tongue. The first one will heal her, the second one will just make her feel better.
Niato no napadi irovir. Koni uk nawata ir.
Fighting with an improperly treated wound could end her practices permanently, and that's not worth saving a few silvers.
Usair coconato, tanatia, katanano, shafatoyo, coconato siri panoninico.
And don't you let that merchant Findo talk you into the cheap stuff. He might make a few extra silvers, but your friend's health isn't worth his profit margins. Okay. Goodbye for now. So yeah, we now have a choice of getting red silk or bearded tongue. Bearded tongue has the capability of ending Kia-Min's practices permanently, where red silk will let her practice better, or let her practice again, but it will still need time to heal. Obviously, the bearded tongue grass is the closed fist. You don't want to do this if you want to stay on the path of the open palm.
A potential customer is a welcome customer. What can I...
I'm looking for ingredients for a medicinal poultice.
Oh yes, I had heard that someone was injured and immediately saw the opportunity to make vast sums of... No, to make a difference, that's it. Anyway, I've checked my stocks and I only have enough ingredients to make 1 dose of the salve for a poultice. I'm not sure how much good it will do by itself. Might take a bit of the sting away.
Omi suggested red silk grass to cure her wound.
Oh, now that's thinking, isn't it? Yes, I suppose red silkgrass might be just the thing for a wound. I could add it to the poultice. Expensive stuff, that. Very pricey. Hard to acquire, too. Would certainly help her wound, but I know something just as good. Get her some bearded tongue grass and she'll feel better. It won't hasten the healing any, so she'll have to take it easy, but it will deaden the pain.
Oh... Jikio, as long as she thinks she's better, give me the bearded tongue grass. I'll take the red silk grass. I want her to be able to fight safely.
If you think you can justify such opulence to heal something that time would take care of, who am I to argue? I'll just need your payment to prepare the poultice.
Here's 50 silver. So you're not going to charge full price for a humanitarian cause. I'll be back when I can afford the price. Surely you're not going to charge full price for a humanitarian cause.
Business has been slow. What am I supposed to do? Starve?
Okay, good point. Charm. A kind man like yourself wouldn't let us do it ourselves for over a few silvers. Intuition. How large is your profit on this herb? Large enough to justify this kind of reluctance? Intimidation. That girl's wound warned us of the bandits. You would dismiss that out of hand? Or... Now you use your charm on him, but let's use our intuition. How large is your profit on this herb? Large enough to justify this kind of reluctance?
You see to the heart of the matter. I suppose I can't risk losing the sale when I have no other stock, so I will knock a few silvers off the price.
We negotiated a discount for red silkgrass. Here's 40 silver.
An excellent choice. I'll mix the salve for you and prepare the poultice. It won't take a moment. There you go. Her pain will fade quickly and the binding effects of red silkgrass will make sure she can fight again, if she wants to. Your generosity is extreme, but who am I to complain? Enjoy, and I hope it makes your friend better quickly.
So, yeah, there we go. We got red silk poultice, and we lost 40 silver. Okay, so let's go ahead and head on over here and head back to Kia-Min. So as far as I can tell, red silkgrass, if you want to try to make a lore standpoint from it, is pretty much just designed to help out serious injuries for those who need to get back into action quicker. Where bearded tongue grass is meant for, I guess, older individuals who just need to deaden the pain but can afford to wait the time out or something like that. Let's see, now let's go speak to Kia-Min.
This has been a busy day for us all. Is there something you need?
I have a poultice that should help your wound.
The sun breaks through the clouds when I hear news like this. Heavens, I can already feel it working. That's amazing. Yes, this should be perfect. The poultice must have cost you some silver. Let me repay you. What did it cost?
Now we could lie and say it was only 50 silvers, or it ended up costing me. You could say it was 5 silvers, or say it ended up. Okay, so you can say there's no need to repay me. I couldn't just leave you wounded, or I persuaded Fendo to reduce the price from 50 silver. It ended up costing me 50 silver, or lie and say it was only 25 silver. You could go the way and try to get some money out of this, but I'm gonna go straight up. There's no need to repay me. I couldn't just leave you wounded.
That's very kind of you. I can't thank you enough. If you're interested in trying to set a new record for Smiling Mountain's special prize, whatever it is, then I'll be ready.
Okay, and that's pretty much it for now.
Good.
Lost the rest of the focus. Now, only difference is that if you lie, you get less open palm points. That's pretty much how it works. Jingwu.
Glad to see you're still well. By most reports, you've faced down many of those bandits yourself. Impressive, senior student.
Most reports. You disagreed.
Who else? Gao the Lesser won't let a chance to glorify himself slip away. To hear Gao's side, he pushed back the bandits, but I know you dealt with the greater share of them. Of course, it was best that our master was there to deal with that sorcerer. The stories about their confrontation spread quicker than a plane's fire.
Interesting. Okay, so let's go ahead and try out for this special prize.
What can I do for you? I am here to serve and train.
Are the students able to spar with?
Yes, and the students are on edge from the bandit attack. It would do them good to work some of that out. And now that Kia Min is feeling better, maybe you'd like to challenge her record in my little training exercise.
I would like to challenge Kia Min's record.
Kia Min says that she is feeling well and her wound seems to be already healing. I believe she will provide a fine challenge for you. If you win this match, then I will have a special reward for you. Good fortunes.
Right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to fight against a lot of the, pretty much most of it, not all of the students at the school. Now use the left and right triggers. You can switch your main target, and you want to do this to really help you out. Damage there. And no, Dawnstar will not help you out. She's just going to sit there and watch. That's pretty much how it's going to work. Over down. Oh, also, I made a bit of a mistake. Your support styles don't do damage.
Well done. As promised, here is a reward for setting a new standard. Kia Min is eager to try again, but I asked her to rest for now. She seems well despite her earlier injury. Now, is there anything else you wish at the moment?
I should go for now.
Goodbye.
We got 100 silver in the alloyed body. This technique is by far his best for the most part. It gives you +5 health and +5 focus. Now we have 941 silver. You want to save at least 200 silver. That's what you need. That's what you want to save at the bare minimum right now.
What?
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to let's see here. I'm going to get the Mind of Steel because I don't mind using that. And we're going to leave these two for right now because we need at least another 500 silver for what I need to do later. So all we really need is just another thing. And don't worry, we'll be getting it pretty soon. We just gotta bide our time wisely. Let's see here. We're pretty much at time for right now, so we're gonna call it there. I've been Anansi, you've been awesome, and I'll catch you later.